Welcome back to our video. Today we're going to be talking about reading. Reading, in my opinion, takes a spot right next to weightlifting. It's such a good use of your hour or two. It keeps you productive. It's easy to do, at least for me. My weights are in my basement. My reading's on my phone. It's such a good use of your time. And I didn't believe it at first. When I first started this channel, got into self-improvement. It was like, okay, yeah, reading, you can do it, but it's not going to help that much. But when I tell you, when I started reading seriously, for 30 minutes, an hour a day, that's not even a lot for some people, but for me that was a lot. And I just saw so many benefits, and we're gonna go over those today. But definitely, it's one of those habits that is so revolutionary, and it's a really good return on investment for your time. So yeah, I just want to make it clear, just starting off the bat, that most people can't read. Most people have to sit there and reread sentences and reread because they don't have the attention span, and they don't just have the skill of reading and focusing. I'm gonna share an embarrassing story. In 8th grade in LA, we had to read a passage and then by ourselves, in our head, and then go over it later in class. And when I tell you, I couldn't read the passage. It was an easy passage to read, 4 pages probably. And people were like, okay, they finished with 10 minutes to spare. Bro, I could not read. I could not finish the passage, and I didn't even know what we were talking about. And it's because I didn't have an attention span back then. It's because I would read a sentence, then I have to reread it again, then again, then again, and then it finally register in my brain what I just read. You have to read the book, not the words. And it's when you start to read, consistently, this skill of reading and focusing and attention span, it improves, and you level it up like a video game. And once you get to a high level, you'll be able to read for 2 hours straight without ever breaking focus once. How insane would that be? I'm not even at that point yet. I can probably do 10 minutes of reading before I have to break. That's my max. And I'm definitely gonna improve this, and I'm gonna be reading an hour a day. Try to finish a book once every 2 weeks, once every week, and that is really gonna get your reading gear shifting. It's such a good thing. And also, your vocab increases a lot. That's one thing I noticed, especially if you choose higher level books. Your vocabulary that you use is just gonna be so much higher level to everyone else. And I feel that's so important for image and just for coming across as a well-rounded person. Now, one thing I want to mention is you have to read self-help books. You can't read fantasy, because fantasy, in my opinion, is glorified Netflix. You're getting the skill of reading. You're getting the skills of, being focused and vocabulary, blah, blah, blah. But if you read self-help books, you'll get the, added on bonus of, actually learning stuff. Improving your knowledge base. And I've read fully, I've heard great things about. These are just the books that I think you should read. And basically, it's just, you have to read self-help books, because if you read fantasy, it's just, you're watching a show, basically. And sure, it can be good, and if you really just don't want to, read through self-help, because I guess you could also read fantasy, but I feel reading self-help books, knocks out 2 birds with one stone. Why wouldn't you read that? Now, I suggest reading for an hour or two a day. Now, 2 hours a day is a lot, and you would gain more skills if you read more. But at 2+ hours, it kind of gets really excessive, and I feel you shouldn't be reading that much a day. You want to keep your day well rounded, and you don't want to waste too much time. Now, I know usually you can never do too much of a good habit, but the thing is, it's just meditation. Sure, meditating for an hour a day, that's really good. If you can meditate for 10 hours on end, that's actually incredible, but you wouldn't. Obviously, you can't. And it's just reading. You wouldn't, because it starts to get a waste of time at that point. So you kind of have to find that balance for you, and maybe it might even be 10 minutes. Maybe you're actually such a bot, and you can't even focus for 10 minutes straight. But the thing is that if you keep at it and keep consistent, I'm telling you, you're gonna level up. I was once like that. I literally could not read. When I started to read, it was 1 month after I started this channel, I started to pick up books. It's actually insane how much, it's just the gym, newbie games. It's so incredible how many gains you can make in reading. I'm telling you, don't just wait on, oh, I need to find the right book, I'll do it later. No, start right now. You can pick up a book and start reading. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.